So we've raked a few coals out of the fire and set our camp oven. So let's just have a quick look. So how much coals have we got there? So that's, I would say, something around about a good post hole shovel, yeah? Yeah. So a good post hole shovel, set the camp oven, pop that lid on, and plenty of heat on the lid as well, Carsten. Righto. So the wood that we're using here in Deutschland, in Germany, is one known as beech. Okay, so the beech wood is one of the best and certainly preferred for heating houses and for cooking. There's only about 65 species of trees all right throughout Germany, Austria, so you're kind of limited to those woods, aren't you?
Oh, but it's enough.
But it's enough, it is good wood. Well, what I'm finding with it, and being ignorant to the woods before I hit the shores, beech has been the one what I'm hearing all the time. This is the best wood to burn, it holds its coals the best. But we're getting about, would you say, 20 minutes to half an hour out of a pile of coals?
Not even half an hour.
Not even half an hour. Wow.
20 minutes.
But very hot,
yeah.
Very hot coals. Yeah.
We cannot use, we can also use oak, but I don't have oak for my cooking class because we can grill directly over these beech. And we cannot cook or braise our or grill our meat over oak.
Right. So you can't use the oak to grill.
No. But there's a lot of these tanning stuff.
So a lot of tar or tan comes out of it.
Not tar. There's tannins for you use for tanning.
Yes.
And it's bitter. We don't.
Right. So very bitter taste if you grill over the
coals.
Oak.
Yeah, oak.
Okay. So the beech is the preferred wood, and there's two species. You tell me. There's a white and a red.
Yes.
But they both look white. You were saying to me earlier the reason it's called red
because the wood will turn red after it's treated with hot steam.
So if I steam it or
steam it and use it for furniture, it will turn red.
Reddish, so very pretty timber to make furniture out of.
Yeah.
Okay, and it is a hardwood, isn't it?
Yes. And the white beech, it's used for cutting boards, for knife grips, because it will kill bacteria.
Very good.
But now it's banned. We have to use plastic.
Okay, yes. Well, that seems to be a global thing. All right. So now we've got this amount of heat. Is that how much heat we need to put on the lid? We've got about, I'd say, about half of the post hole shovel there.
Full. One.
Yep. So just cover the lid. Just fill the lid. That to me would be around about half a post hole shovel, what I'd dig a post hole with. And the coals are lasting less than half an hour, but a very fierce heat coming from those coals. They are very hot. So that'll sear the meat. We need to give that, I would assume, how long? 10 to 15 minutes?
Yes, sure.
And then we're going to add the stock.
Sure.
Great stuff. Okay, so Carsten's got his little toy over here. For those that have seen me before, you'd notice that I like to do this and I can tell what heat it is just from, I can't hold my hand there for very long. To me that's a good heat. Carsten, how hot is that pot? I would guess at around about 100 degrees on the side. The top of the handle where all the heat's on the lid is flying up there, isn't it?
Yeah,
456 degrees Celsius, isn't it? And on the side?
About 103.
About 103, so I'm not too far off by touch. So this is what I'm saying when I'm saying to use your senses. Another thing that both Carsten and I are watching for is the steam that's puffing out around the lid. As it would in your oven at home, you get this steam, it keeps the meat nice and moist, Carsten, doesn't it? And holds a lot of that flavour in. Oh, I'm getting a belly full of smoke there. So to watch for these things, to listen for the sizzle and get those heats right, very important. This is travelling quite well and not too much longer. We will lift the lid and pop our stock in.
And we have to turn it.
And we need to turn it because the heat from the fire, of course, will cause a hot spot on the opposite side of the oven. So about halfway through, or close to halfway through, we're going to give it a turn And the other thing we need to watch for, it's a valid point that you did bring up, Carsten, is the wind. We are getting gusts of wind here. The oxygen obviously will fuel the coals. They burn down faster and get very hot. So you need to be conscious of that heat as well. So this is our stock. And this is a pork stock, you say?
Yes.
Okay, and you make the pork stock from?
We cook the meat for the sausage, and that's a pork stock from cooking half a pork, half a hog, whole day.
So all the goodness that drips out goes in here.
And put it in these cans, and then we cook it for 2 hours to get it sterilized.
Yes.
And then it keeps for 2 years.
2 years?
Yes.
Very good, very good. So that's very old school, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So the amount of fat in there is very minimal, yes?
There's no fat in it.
No fat at all?
That will go rancid, so...
It'll go rancid with the fat in there?
Yep.
Yep.
So that will go into the...
Over to the fire. And we can still see these nice puffs of steam, smell. And if that wasn't steam, it'd be smoke, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and we could also smell it burning, which would tell us it's too hot. So a lot of common sense things around the camp oven. Oh, looky, looky. So stock is added. Beautiful. So we've just covered the meat. The lid can go back on. And I'm assuming we need now to add more heat.
Only from... No, just simmer it.
Just simmer it, so
Yeah.
leave it next to the fire and give it a turn every 20 minutes or so.
Yes.
Okay? Because one of the qualities of the cast iron, of course, is it's very good at just distributing even
Yeah,
heat.
sure, sure.
Yeah.
And we want to cook it low and slow.
Low and slow. I like the sound of that. Sounds a bit like me wedding night.
Yeah.
Mate, this is the time of the day that I've really been looking forward to, apart from the time we knocked the scab off the stubby.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. What do we got? Oh, absolutely beautiful. So that's been there for several hours now, hasn't it? Best part of the day.
So, have to knock off the ashes.
That's it. Got to make sure there's a few go in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, hands are full.
Lid underneath.
And onto the lid. Geez, have a look at that. So now, what did you call that this morning for my lack of memory?
Rouladen.
Rouladen. And that's ready to put onto a plate. Rouladen.
So, get one of the dumplings.
And some dumplings you knocked up a bit earlier. So they were just a stale bread, flour, egg, nutmeg and...
Come. Parsley.
parsley. Oh, get a look at that. Hey, there wouldn't be a restaurant in the world that would knock that back.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. Now I haven't got a fork to eat with. Look at this. Let's give a crack at this. Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Mate,
Yeah.
well done, and what a great time I've had here today working with you. It's been fantastic.
Yeah. Fine. So, make yourself at home. Enjoy your meal.
I shall.
Okay.